Hi, I'm Greg from Pivot Stove and Heating. Do you know one of the worst things what happens when you're buying a gas log fire is you grab the brochure and you look at all these beautiful photographs and you say, you know what, I love the heater. And then you go into a showroom and you realise that it doesn't look like it does in the brochure, because one of the hardest things is to photograph flame, except for this. This is the Esprit Gas Log Fire brochure. This is the Esprit Gas Log Fire. This heater actually looks like it does in a brochure. Now, the Esprit Gas Log Fire is designed for somebody who's building or renovating, and it's called zero clearance. So you just have to build a timber frame wall, put the heater in, tile or clad the face of the wall, and you've got yourself a fireplace for your home. And today's video is about, if you're looking for a gas log fire, why you should be looking at the Esprit, because it actually looks like it does in a brochure. Let's go and check it out. Before we get into the review of the Esprit Gas Log Fire, I want to run you through a few things we do as retailers in setting up showrooms to, well, enhance the fire. And what we do is we don't cheat. We're retailers. We really try to enhance the product to make it look fantastic. And there are two basic things we do in every retail showroom. Number one is we never ever put a heater in a well-lit room, because the light kills the flame. And on the same thing, you never ever put a heater facing a window, an outside window. The UV light really affects the flames. It's very hard to see fire when it's outside anyhow. This gas log fire, we're in an extremely well lit room. We have floor to ceiling windows over here facing the heater, and you still get to see the flame. And that's something I love about this Esprit Gas Log Fire. It has actual flame. It looks like, as I mentioned earlier, it looks like it does on a brochure. We've got 6, 7, 8 inches in height flames down here. It's a beautiful long strip burner, and it looks fantastic. The second thing, and this is something which is law, every gas log fire must be sold with a safety screen to go over the glass, so if anyone fell against it or anyone went to reach towards it, you won't burn themselves. Now, when you walk into most retail showrooms, they take the screens off the heaters. And you can, don't get me wrong, but they're law, they're supposed to be on the heaters. And the reason we take the screens off the heaters is because they look ugly. They look like a fly-away screen, look like a prison bar in some of them too. But what I love with this heater is, check this out, that has the screen on it. This is called micro mesh. It's one of the finest meshes you can ever get on the market, and everyone who walks in the showroom, we show them the heater, we walk up to it and we just touch the glass like this. Most people go, oh, and that's safe. It has the screen on it. So if you're looking for a gas log fire, check to see the positioning of it is in the showroom. Get them to turn the lights up and get them to put the screen on, and that way there you get a true enhanced idea of what the heater's going to look like when it's in your home. Okay, so now what I've done, I've upset your buying habits, and you've now got to come into a retail showroom because you want to see the truth. You want to see the fire going, you want to see it with the safety screen, and you want to turn the lights on. It's pretty important to do this. But the other thing you really want to do is you want to grab the controller. Now, most gas log fires have controllers or thermostats or remote cordless devices or iPad things. You've got to be able to control it somehow. It's really important to grab it and find out, A, how easy is it to use, and what the hell does it do? You'd be surprised, there are a lot of high-end gas log fires on the market where you're spending big money on it, and all the remotes do is turn the heater off and turn the heater on. You want more interaction there. These remote controls have 3 functions. You have a manual thermostat, which means you set the room at 22 degrees or whatever temperature you want. When the room reaches temperature, it just turns off. Now, in all truth, most gas log fires do that. It's nothing flash. But I do like that it has a separate mode called smart thermostat. Now, smart thermostat means that when you set the room at, well, 22 degrees or whatever you like, it modulates the heater up and down. So you're not having this stupid heater turning off and on. You've got flame, we've always got the fire going, and more importantly, the room's at a temperature, not getting hot and cold all the time. The third feature this remote has is manual override. Now, manual override may not sound important, but you'd be surprised. In my own home, we run it probably more on manual than anything else, because what you can do is you can set the heater settings to what you want. What the heater has is 6 flame settings, and you can set the height of the flame to whatever you'd like. Now, obviously, the higher the flame, the better the heat, but honestly, I want to see flame. If I'm sitting at home, I want to see flame. I don't want the heater turned down low, but I don't want too much heat. And what I love with this heater, you can run this heater with the fan off, and right now, the fan is off. Now, this may sound a bit weird. Why would you want a gas log fire with the fan off? Because some nights you just want something to see and something to put your bum against, and you don't want too much heat. And I love the fact you can make this heater do this. But what I love with the fan is, more importantly, is the noise. That's fan, I'm going to go closer with the mic. That's fan number 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fan setting number 5, which I would call high. That's boost. Now this is important. When you walk into a showroom, you tend to find another little trick we do is we turn the music up because some of the fans or the heaters are really noisy and we don't want to sort of highlight that point. The fan on this heater is quiet. It has 2 fans inside of it for starters, so it's not running one fan flat out. And the fact of the matter is you can run this heater with no fan for the nights where you just want a bit of romance and you don't want a lot of heat. The other feature this heater's got is really cool. Inside the heater there are lights. LED lights come down on 2 separate points to really enhance, really vibrate the logs. I like it. I really do like this feature. If you don't like it, you can turn it down. I mean, there's 6 different light settings on this. And when you turn the flame completely down, the logs sort of darken off and the flame looks a little bit more intense. And then the nights where you're sort of, well, no, I'd like to see the lights going on and really enhance the fire, turn it up. So the remote control's got some really cool features and I really quite like that. But there's a really cool feature this heater has. Now, if we have a power failure right now and the lights go off and the power goes off in the house, this heater works with no power. There's a battery backup to give the electronic ignition a kickstart. So if you're in a power failure area and you think, what am I going to do? I've got no power, I've got no heat. The heater will still operate. Now, it won't have the fan mode and it won't have the light mode, but you've got the flames going. And there's some good heat coming from that fire with no flame on. So I do like the feature that it's perfect for areas where do get blackouts. But the best part about this is the price. What I can understand is some gas log fires on the marketplace are the price of small suburban cars. This is fantastic. Pacific Energy sell direct through all the wholesale dealers around Australia, so there's no middleman involved here. And the reason for that is because then we can get a better price for you guys. This heater here, including everything, the heater, the fascia, the logs, the remote control, the flue, all the stuff which is optional extras on other heaters, comes complete. And the average price is around $4,500, depending on the fascia options you want to go for. And there are 3 different fascia options. There's this beautiful square fascia, there's a black contemporary fascia, and a stainless steel fascia. And the price difference is just the fascia difference. So you're between $4,500 to $4,700 complete with everything you need to do. And the other thing about it, it's also available on natural gas or on bottled gas. So if you're in an area where you don't have bottled natural gas, absolutely you can buy an LPG conversion kit and convert this heater over. But more importantly, it's the same price anywhere in Australia. So if you're in Perth, you're in Sydney, you're in Hobart, you're in Adelaide, you're in Melbourne, you're in Brisbane, up in Toowoomba, these gas log fires are all the same price right around Australia. So you're not